Okay, so when we was just setting up this jump, we had a little bit of an issue with this flipbook function not coming through correctly. So we're just going to delete that, go into our flipbook function, and the issue we're having is this branch isn't working. So we're just going to click that, delete, and we're also going to delete this next state. From here, we're going to pull this up. We need to add the anim states. So we're just going to click on this and drag that in and set the animation states. So once this is done, we need to connect this up here. So it's going to execute the flipbook and then connect it up from the flipbook function. So from here, we need to connect up this animation states to the flipbook function. So to do that, we click on the flipbook function, and here on the right, have inputs. So we're going to add an input and name this current state. In here, we've got a byte or maybe a boolean, it's whatever type it is. So we're just going to click on that and search for the animation states. So we're looking for the enum that we set up earlier. So we just click on here. This gives us a little thing here, which we can then connect up to this part. So now this should work correctly, and the flipbook function should give us the option to select from these. So these are the flipbooks connecting up, and this should allow when the flipbook function is called for, we can select one of these. So if we just compile, save this, and then go back to the event graph, and I'm just going to do this again with the jump. So with the jump, we need to pull the jump animations. So to do this, we need to go from the jump, from the jump and create a branch. So from the condition, we are going to set up a can jump function, which should be there for you. And then from here, if it's being pressed, the jump. So if this is being pressed, the jump. So if the jump is active, so as in the character is moving up, we need this branch to be true. So from here, we're going to search for the flipbook function. So this is calling the function that we made here, or we made on the other page. So we click this. Now this is set up correctly, we can set the animation. So we're going to set this to start. So we know now, if the jump is pressed, it's going to jump. And if the jump is active and true, it's going to play the jump start animation. Now, what we need to do next is set a delay. So we drag this out and search delay. We can then set a set of time where nothing else can happen, so that the whole animation can play. So we know that the jump is going to go up for, let's say 0.2. We can change this later. Before it starts falling. So on the way up, it's going to be 0.2, and then on the way down. I'm going to just change this to 0.1, because I feel that's maybe more to what we need. From here, we're going to add another branch. So I'm going to search branch. And we are going to set up a condition and search for is falling. So what this is going to do, it's going to take the character's movement into consideration and work out if the character is falling. If the character is falling, we then need to set up, so character is falling is true. We need to set up a flipbook function again. So call function, flipbook function, and set this to jump land. So what this is doing is saying when the jump button is pressed, character will jump. If not, the character is not jumping. Therefore, if it is jumping, this is true. The flipbook function of the jump start will play and give 0.1 seconds delay. And then it will ask, is it falling? If the character is falling, then it will play the jump land animation until it lands. So, I'm going to select this section and add a C. Let's call this jump animations. So now we have this set up, we know the jump should play the animation. So we're going to compile and save this. So the next part is we'll just test this. I believe this should work. So we press play now, the idle, and our character flips and moves. So now when we jump, it's a jump, the character is getting stuck when it lands in the jump. So we need to force it to go back to being idle. So if we just escape the game, just save all for now, and open up the goblin character again, we need to create an animation update. So I'm just going to select all this jump part, move these down, and at this top bit where we've got some space, we are going to create a new event. So this is going to be a custom event. So if we right click, we can search custom event, and we're just going to add a custom event. We're going to name this animation update. So from this custom event of the animation update, we are going to right click in some space and search is falling. So we're going to find out if the character is falling. From the animation update, we're going to search for a branch. So we're going to connect the condition of is falling. So we know the animation update is asking, is the character falling, true or false? So from the false, we're going to search for get velocity. Hold on. So if we don't drag from false and just right click, search get velocity, we're looking for this one down here. And what we are looking for is hold on, just try and find the right one. Oh, no. I'm slightly missing here, just double check. Another video that I've been using. Okay, so I was right. So if we get the velocity with the right clip, just ignore what I was doing then. I did have the right one, just doubting myself. From here, if we drag out the return value and search get vector, okay, that's not coming up. We'll just right click, get vector length. What if we search vector? Okay, so I believe this is the one we're looking for. So all I've done there is right clicked and just search vector length. And we're looking for this one. And we just put in the return value into that. So from here, I'm just going to drag these down under here. We're going to search for a float, and we are looking for the greater than. So not the greater than equal to, the greater than. And we're looking for the return value to come in. Oops, that's my mistake. Okay, no, I think that's correct. So from here, we've got that the vector length is greater than 0. So as long as it's positive or negative, it's going to be having the velocity. If it's 0, it won't, and that's where the idle will come in. So we need to then search for flipbook function. Now I understand this is a little complex and you may want to pause, take your time, slow it down. So from here, we are actually going to drag all this up because we need a bit more space. Okay, that should be fine. And we are going to create a select. So now this to index to so we've connected the greater than to the index and the return value to back to the flipbook function. So we're going to connect the false up here. And then what we're going to have is if the flipbook has no velocity, sorry, if there is no velocity, the flipbook.player will be idle. So the velocity is false. It's greater than, we change this to walk. So what should happen here is, if there is velocity, the walk animation plays. If not, the idle plays. So this should be the update. So I'm just going to select all that and press C, call this animation update. I'm going to compile and save. Just drag this down. I'm actually going to drag this underneath the others, just so it's near the bottom. And then what we're going to look for is this event tick. So when we start, we have 3 boxes already in here. We have the event begin play, event actor begin overlap, and the event tick. We're going to select the event tick and bring that up so it's underneath the animation update. So what the event tick is every frame, every second, it asks the computer to work out what's going on in the event tick. What it should do, it starts asking the questions from this that is set up above. So we're going to drag off and we are going to search for the animation update. So every second it's going to ask the animation update, what is going on, what is going on, what is going on. So we're going to compile and save this. Just close this. So now we just save all, save current. When we play, assuming I've done this correctly, when we walk, the walk animation plays. And when we stop, it is idle. When we jump and land, it goes back to idle. This is how we want everything. Movement left, movement right, so forth. So, one last thing to have a look at is increasing the jump height. So, at the side of the jump, I'm going to search for the jump action event, jump. And then from the pressed, we're going to have jump. And from the released, we're going to have stop jumping. So, like we had on the jump originally. So, sorry, the jump is up here. So I'm just going to actually pull these above. These over. Just above the jump, so it's accessible. So again, how we had this set up. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do is when the jump is pressed, we need to set how high it's going to jump. So we're going to set the jump Z velocity. So Z is going up. So we search jump. Sorry, go back. We search Z velocity. That's not coming up. So we'll right click and search Z velocity. Okay, I think we need to get the character movement first. So if we search character movement, and just this one is the one we're looking for, the get character movement. So we get this. In here, we do have a few variables on this side, and one of those is the gravity. So one thing we can do here is change the character's gravity. So we can increase and decrease how that is affected on the character within this character movement. What we are going to do from here is pull the jump v velocity. So we're going to pull out and search for set jump z velocity. This is the one we're looking for, the set z jump z velocity. From here, we're going to connect this back to the jump. And this is the setup. So we just press C. This is going to be the jump height. So in here, the jump height is currently at 0. The normal jump height is about 1,000. But we're going to set this to 2000 just to show it working. Set this to 2000, compile and save, close this. When we go back and press play, click on here. If I click jump, see my character goes flying compared to before. That is because that jump height has changed. Yep. So we know this is too high. Just going to escape. Back into the goblin character. Set this back to 1000. Going to press compile and save. Oh, and save. What's this? Let's play. And here, that is at 1000. So again, this may be even lower depending on your character. So my character may be 800. Let's again compile and save. Close this. Press play. So that may be something that's much more, especially with the double jump. So from this video, you should be able to set up your animation walk with the animation in there. Set up the jump animation and landing, so it's in the landing position as it's falling. And change the height of the jump. In the next video, we will look at setting up the attack. That's it for this video.